So, I'm back. It's Kate here, back again. It's been a little bit of time since I've recorded a podcast. And this one's going to be a little bit different than ones I've done in the past. This one's going to focus mainly on some personal life troubles that I've gone through within the last 6 or so years. And that would be, it's quite hard, so there's trigger warning ahead of time, just to let everybody know, full disclaimer. We're going to be talking about addiction and that kind of stuff, so if anybody wants to turn off this episode, I totally understand. I'm not going to be offended, but just wanted to let you know, because it can be triggering for some people. So where should I start my story with addiction? It started about 6 years ago when I met my current boyfriend. I met my boyfriend, and I thought he just liked to drink. Just a little. I didn't think anything really of it, truthfully, because I'd never gone through anybody being addicted to anything or anything like that. And I was just, a little concerned. I was like, but it's probably nothing. I'm probably just being over dramatic about it. And the first time that he really drank was when we were on we had gone on a vacation to California, to Disney, and he drank way more than a normal person would. It was just a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And I thought nothing of it. I thought, okay, it's going to be fine. And it's kind of how when we had a first argument, a fight over it. And I thought really nothing of it. Then a year or so ago, we went away on a cruise. And that was kind of my realization point that something was dramatically wrong. And I mean dramatically wrong. We had one night when we went to a casino and we got in a huge fight on the ship. He was overly intoxicated and we just got in a big fight, which ended up in me crying, screaming, saying I wanted to go home, and getting in a huge fight with him and calling my parents off the cruise ship. A couple days later, after that fight, we had a discussion and we kind of decided he wasn't going to drink anymore. A couple days later, he ended up drinking again. And this turned into one of, if not the worst days of my life. We were laying on a beach there in the Caribbean, just on a little excursion for the day. And he had gone off to the store and he had told me, I'm not going to buy any alcohol, don't worry about it. And I said, okay, thank you. And he went off to the store and he came back and he had been gone to the store for quite some time. And he came back and he was quite different. And I recognized it. I knew he was intoxicated. I automatically could tell. And I knew that he was lying to me, and I knew it probably wasn't going to end well. And we ended up with him falling asleep on the beach after we got into a little argument with me being really upset and disappointed. We got back in our van to go back to the port, and he fell asleep. When we got back to the port, he woke up and he was somebody I had never seen before. He was nasty. He was mean. He was violent. He was agitated. He was just an ugly, ugly heart. We were walking around the square at the port, and he went to the bathroom, and everybody there knew that I was quite upset. The security guard could obviously tell that I was quite upset, and they knew that there was something very much wrong. And they came over and kind of asked if I wanted them to take me. And I said, no, I'm fine. I really don't need you to take me back to the ship. I said, I appreciate it, but I don't need it. I said, just want him to stop drinking. And then we got back on the ship. Eventually, in that hallway, we got into a massive fight. Not one of my final moments, for sure, at all. I got so angry that I actually broke his phone. I threw it at a wall. I'm really sorry to his parents if they're listening to this right now, but he was covering up for me. I broke his phone. I threw it at a wall because I was mad. It was not one of my final moments. We got back to the ship. He ended up falling asleep, and he slept most of the night, and I just hung out by myself. We got back to Canada after everything, and he ended up going back to work. He worked away from home. Was working away from home, and he ended up going back to work. And I started to have a little bit of concerns. I thought, oh, there's nothing of it. Then, about 2 years later, things really took a turn for the worse. It was constant. It was all the time drinking. And his drink of choice is vodka. It was really anything he can get his handle on. But we had gotten to an argument around New Year's Eve, and it had gotten a little scary. Wasn't the best situation. Ended up with us almost ending the relationship because I was just done with it. But nowadays, it's gotten scary because when someone you love so deeply is an addiction, you don't know what to do. He's been to rehab. We've been to therapy. Nothing like that really, truly has worked up to this point. I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly what is the best course of action. But as of this moment, I sometimes I know that when I don't hear from him, it's probably drinking. It's really sad that my life has truly come to this. But honestly, I'd like to say it's made me a better, stronger person. It's really, really hard to be in love with somebody who doesn't truly love themselves. And you want to do everything possible to be with them. You want to try to do everything possible to be with them and just be there for that person, but it gets really hard after a fact. It gets really hard when you fall in love with somebody who has an addiction because you don't know what to do. I've seen the highs. I've seen them really, really happy. And I've also seen the lows where I thought someone's life was going to end. I thought I was going to lose him. We've had many discussions about it, about the relationship, and asking what we can do to fix this and how we can help it. But it's not something I can fix, and it's not something I can help. And I've learned that now. But it's still not easy. And I wouldn't recommend, personally, getting into a relationship with an addict. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. And it's really not the simplest thing. But I always try to think of, like the positives in a relationship, like what has made us good and all the good parts of our relationship, and try to not think about the bad. Like, for example, makes me lunch, will make me breakfast, will do my laundry, will make me a nice dinner, will tuck me into bed, like buy me a bath if I want it. Like, amazing, beyond kind. And it's just when alcohol comes into play is when it's really, really hard. And I mean, I've read things online that say like addiction is an actual disease, and some people need medication for it, and some people need like constant therapy, and it's just trying to find the right mix of exactly what that is, trying to find the right people out there that can talk to them, that can try to help the situation, because it's not a situation that every single person can deal with. And it's been super hard for me personally, because every event we have, I think of, is he gonna drink? Every time I'm not with him, I think, is he gonna drink? Every single night, I think, is he gonna drink? And it's a constant in my mind of, is he drinking? Is he and he doesn't even just drink. He's moved on from liquor to sleep aids and sleep aids. They all just, he doesn't think that it changes him in the same way, but it does. It's a scarier way that it changes them. It makes them somebody that I personally don't recognize. And I don't think anybody would that knows him. It's scary, because it's moved on from one addiction to the other. And it's just trying to find the way that you don't need the addictions, and trying to find a healthy alternative, like running, walking, knitting, sewing, reading a book, anything other than drinking or taking prescriptions. It's not like I said, not something I'd recommend for the faint of heart. It's not the easiest thing. It's quite hard. it's quite difficult, but it's definitely made me a stronger person, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm just trying to figure out exactly where we're going to go on this journey. And how we're going to get through this and accomplish this and come out of this a better person. Become a better person and actually understand the addiction. Like I say, it's not easy. It's very hard, but anybody that's gone through it will tell you that makes them makes them stronger. I personally believe that, and but like I said, when we show anybody, addiction is something that we struggle with every single day, and addiction is not just going to go away easily, and people need to stop thinking that they can't ask for help. Everybody needs help every once in a while. I need help every single day. I have anxiety disorder. I need help every single day to get up out of bed. So it's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something that you shouldn't talk about. You need to ask for help. You need to ask the right people. You need to talk to the right people, and you need to do everything possible to get yourself better. And I'm working on it, and so is my loved one. So that's kind of all I really have to say on addiction. I just kind of want to thank everybody for listening to this episode. If you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything like that, please don't hesitate to reach out. Instagram, Spotify, send me an email, go to my YouTube, whatever works for you. I would love to talk to you some more and try to continue this conversation. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.